We will be sequestering.
She might not be as famous as Greta Thunberg yet, but 16-year-old Aishwarya Putur is also busy educating the adults around her about climate change.
The objective is...
She's part of Teach the Teacher, an international initiative where students sit down with their teachers and, in her case, talk about filling the gaps on climate education in school.
Every single activist I know has learned more about climate change through articles, through news, through researching, through going to libraries, but not everyone has those resources, right? So climate education itself is a privilege, and it shouldn't be one.
In Calgary, 15-year-old Subhashini Thangadurai feels the same way. She is part of a youth environmental group that made recommendations to Alberta's Ministry of Education.
The climate education that I've had through school has been very limited, nearly none. The mentions about climate change are very few, and they're normally in textbooks that are quite outdated.
Environmental curriculum varies by province and is not taught consistently across the country. But researchers have found the quality of climate education doesn't only depend on where you live, but also on individual teachers and schools.
Some provinces have a focus in science courses, and then another province will have a whole bunch of their expectations actually in social studies courses.
Another discovery, much of the current focus is strictly on the impact of climate change and not solutions, leaving many students feeling powerless or anxious. That's what the Gaia project is trying to tackle through hands-on projects it brings to schools in New Brunswick.
Getting kids to take on action projects that help fight climate change is a great way to alleviate that anxiety and create a positive change at their school.
A way to give students tools to help change and not just fret about a defining crisis of their generation. Sumanac-Johnson, CBC News, Toronto.